What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Battle Spot Live. This is episode number 43, and coming into today we are sitting at a record of 77 and 16, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but I'm pretty sure that's where we left off last time. This is one of the first videos that I am recording after going on, well, it wasn't really a vacation, but I was kind of on like a leave of absence thing with family in town, and you know, just had some in real life stuff happening. So I might be a little bit rusty. I haven't played Pokemon in about like 12 days now, so I'm assuming that that's going to be enough for me to be a little bit rusty. So you're just going to have to bear with me. This is going to be the last episode that we're using this team. I didn't get a chance to record this before I had to not record for a while, so we're doing it now. So we do have our Mega Heracross. It's a Sub-Swords Dance set. We have our Assault Vest Goodra. I think it's got Draco, Dragon Tail, Sludge Bomb, and Fire Blast, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have our Calm Mind, Substitute, Salak Berry, Swoobat, which is a lot of fun to use. We saw that get a sweep. Was it last time? I think it was in the last episode. Then we have Sylveon, which is, I think, our only true defensive Pokemon on this team, just because I needed something to I needed something to allow me to not get swept by things like Garchomp and, you know, things of that nature. And then we have our Sharpedo. It's not Mega, it's actually a Life Orb variant. It does pack the Destiny Bond, Protect, Waterfall, and Crunch. So pretty standard there. And then our Zebstrika is going to be our Choice Scarf Pokemon, so that is very exciting. This is a pretty interesting team. Just at a glance here, I see that he's got the Mega Aggron going on. Dusknoir is really cool to see. Actually, a lot of these Pokemon are really cool to see. You don't see Electivire really at all. You do not see Dusknoir very often. You don't see Milotic very often either. So I'm assuming right off the bat here that Dragonite's probably going to be Dragon Dance with Weakness Policy. And there's not really too much I can do about that, so the goal will be to break its multi-scale so that I can then finish it off with Sylveon, because unless it's carrying Iron Tail, I don't think it can OHKO me with anything. +1 or even +2 Extreme Speed is not going to be OHKOing Sylveon without a critical hit. So that is that. Let's see, I kind of want to lead off with Heracross in case he decides to lead off with the Aggron. Yeah, I mean, he could lead off with the Dusknoir, and that would be an issue, but I do have Sylveon, which can dish out some damage to that, and I'm going to bring Goodra as well. So I want to see Goodra get some action, because I brought this exact Goodra for a session of Wi-Fi battles, and I don't remember how long ago that was. It feels like it wasn't that long ago, but anyway, I know that it really didn't get any screen time, so I wanted to bring it to Battle Spot so that it can do some stuff, and I still haven't really used it a whole lot, so hopefully we can change that. So we're going to lead off with our Heracross here, beautiful and shiny and pink and all that jazz, and our opponent is going to lead off with the Sylveon, which is actually really bad for me because I have nothing to hit this with. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch because close combat and, you know, Pin Missile, that's not going to do me any good, and substituting won't do me any good either because Hyper Voice will go through my sub and make me a sad little kitty cat. So I think my best play here is to go out into my own Sylveon. I really am tempted to go out into Goodra because that's the only thing I can really use to dish out some reliable damage to this thing. But I think I'm going to have to use Sylveon as a pivot just because I don't really want Goodra taking a Hyper Voice, even with the Assault Vest, because that might be close to a 2-hit KO, depending on if this is offensive or not. I just don't want to take that risk. So I'm going to go out into Sylveon. He's actually going to switch here into Dragonite. I mean, that's perfect for me. I'm not going to complain, but I'm kind of curious as to why he would make that play right there. I had no reason to stay in. Does Heracross normally carry something to hit Fairy types? Like Rock Blast, Bullet Seed? I can't think of anything. I don't know why he would be afraid of Heracross. He had to be predicting something there, I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to go for the Hyper Voice now that he has Dragonite out here, and he is going to switch, so I'm going to get damage on something, and unfortunately, it turns out that he does have the Aggron. I was really hoping that that was not going to be his last Pokemon. I probably should have scouted for that by throwing up a Wish, but we do get some damage off. That's actually pretty decent damage, considering that is a 4 times, or no, it's not a 4 times resisted move, never mind. Forget what I'm saying. Remember what I said about me being rusty? Yeah, Hyper Voice is not a normal type move when you have Pixelate. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. It's a 2 times resisted move, so yeah. Alright, so we need to switch here again because he's just going to Heavy Slam me. I don't think he's going to go straight for the Thunder Wave because I'm a Sylveon. so it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I can just heal bell that away. He probably knows this, so Heavy Slam is not going to kill Heracross, and he's going to be afraid of a close combat the turn after, so I might be able to get up a sub here. So I'm going to go right into Heracross, and we'll see what he does. He actually does not Mega Evolve, so he's normal Aggron. That's actually really cool. And he is going to hit me with a Heavy Slam. That does a lot of damage. That actually did a little bit more than I had anticipated. That's fine, though, because I can still Mega Evolve. I could just kill him with a close combat here. I mean, what's the worst that happens? He goes into Sylveon, I get damage off on that, and then I can switch. If he goes out into Dragonite, and I close combat it, I break the multi-scale. So as much as I really want to substitute here, I feel like, I feel like close combat might be my better play, but I really want to substitute. I feel like he's going to switch. I'm just going to close combat. That's the best play, and he is just going to leave his Aggron in. So maybe he's a little bit inexperienced. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen enough of his plays to be able to make that judgment here. Maybe he thought I was going to overpredict, or maybe he just wanted to sack his Aggron. That's also possible. But we're just going to take it out with a close combat, and that's great because that was a huge threat to my Sylveon, and I needed Sylveon for Dragonite. So having this Aggron out of the way is going to be very helpful. So I'm assuming he's going to go into his Dragonite now? Yeah, he's going to try to extreme speed me to death. So that is something. Do I want to switch in Goodra on a Dragonite? Not really. I don't think he's going to have anything to 2-hit KO Sylveon, especially because he's almost guaranteed to go for the extreme speed here. So we're going to go right into Sylveon. I'm going to save this because we can get some damage off on that Sylveon later on. So out comes the Sylveon, and he is actually going to go for the Fire Blast. Going for the super effective move, I see. Now, it's pretty common for Dragonite to carry Fire Blast. That just tells me that he's not Dragon Dance. It's probably there for things like Ferrothorn, which can be an issue for Dragonite. So I'm just going to go for a Hyper Voice here, get some damage off on something. He's actually going to stay in, and he goes for the Hurricane and misses. And we're going to get off a Hyper Voice here, and that's just going to OHKO this thing. I'm pretty sure that that was not multi-scale because I'm defensive. Yeah, Special Dragonite. I mean, that's really cool because Dragonite actually has decent special attack. So that's really cool to see. But non-multi-scale Dragonite, I don't know how I feel about that. I think that this is just reinforcing my initial suspicion that he may be a little bit inexperienced, or this may be like an in-game team or something. I don't really know. We'll have to see what this Sylveon looks like. But we got Sylveon versus Sylveon here. I am just going to Hyper Voice this. We'll see how much it does. And we'll go from there. He actually outspeeds me, so he is running an offensive Sylveon, I guess? Potentially. He goes for the Psyshock. That doesn't really do too much. Hyper Voice actually doesn't do as much as I wanted it to either. But at least it did more than Psyshock. So if he has Wish, this could be a little bit of a stall fest. I'm just going to Hyper Voice again. We'll see if he has it. Nope, he's just going to go for the Moonblast. Doesn't even have the Hyper Voice. So, yeah, this kind of screams in-game team to me, and that's fine, because the ratings did reset, and I don't remember exactly where I am. I don't know if I played any matches, or if I played a few before going on staycation, but yeah, so we're going to get a victory here as he just is spamming Moonblast at this point. Gets a critical hit there, doesn't get any special attack drops, not that it would have mattered. I'm pretty sure from that range it would have killed him anyway. So down goes the Sylveon, and that's going to be a victory for us to start off this episode. And that brings the record to 78 and 16 on the series. And I would like to do one more battle. I mean, we're not going to leave it at one. That'd be ridiculous. That would be absolutely ridiculous. I have to get back into the swing of occasionally throwing in a bonus battle, too. So I don't think we're going to do that this time, unless this next one is really short. But I do have to remember to do that. I gotta start building teams again, too. I have to, like, breed some things. And I really need to get back into the swing of, you know, recording and all that stuff. But yeah, here we go. Let's search for another battle here. I would like to see Goodra get some action. That is the goal. I want Goodra to do something, to kill something. I don't know, just, you know, see some screen time. I love Goodra, and I just never use it. And the times that I bring it, it never gets used in the battles. I don't understand. There's like some kind of curse on it. There's a curse on a lot of things on this channel, I've noticed. Like Chikorita, for example. Poor Chikorita gets demolished before it can do anything every time it's it's seen any screen time. Come on, Battle Spot, find us a battle. It is 5:30 in the afternoon. There's no reason that there aren't some Japanese players. There we go. There we go. Somebody from Japan is here. And this is a pretty interesting team, actually. No Garchomp. We see the Mega Kangaskhan. Rotom. I see that's probably going to be a Thunder Waving Thundurus. We see the Mega Sableye, too. I'm assuming that's Mega Sableye. Actually, no. No, it's probably regular Sableye and Mega Glalie. And then he's got the Ditto. That's probably going to be Choice Scarf if I really had to guess. That's usually what they are. So, Rotom Wash is actually a pretty decent lead, and they tend to use it quite often. So I would like to lead off with Heracross, because if he does lead off with Rotom, that's a free substitute for me. They're almost guaranteed to just go for Willow. So we'll get a sub up there, and then we can either Swords Dance or kill something, and it'll be, you know, good times. So I'm going to bring Sharpedo as well, and... Or wait, should I bring Goodra? Should I bring Goodra? I really need to. I really want to see Goodra do something. And besides, Goodra just shuts down that Thundurus, and the Rotom, really. They can't really touch me. Glalie could potentially be a problem, but I do have Heracross. Glalie not one-shotting Heracross in any universe, because Mega Heracross is a fat sack of potatoes, even though I am offensive and have no investment in my HP. That does not matter. What will Sylveon do for me? That would help me take on the Sableye if he does bring it, but because it's not Mega, I'm not as worried about it. I can always probably 2-hit KO it with something. Something will be able to 2-hit KO it. Yeah, I'm just going to bring Goodra. I'm thinking that's what we're going with. So let's get into it here, and we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed that Goodra is going to pick up a kill. So how is everybody doing? I didn't even get the chance to ask you guys, how has it been? I hope you haven't minded that the things have been a little bit slow on the channel here. We've had some single uploads for a long time. At least it feels like a long time. Also, the YouTube comment section is a bit messed up, and it's not notifying me of new comments, so every day I have to go manually check who left comments on the newer videos. So if you're leaving comments on videos that are several days old, I'm not going to see it until YouTube fixes that mechanic. Just a heads up. Anyway, we have Thundurus versus Heracross. That's a bad matchup for me, so I'm going to switch in Goodra here because I shut this thing down completely. I don't care about getting paralyzed either, because Goodra is not terribly fast and I have no speed investment. So he does indeed go for the T-Wave. That's fine. I'm pretty sure that a Draco is just an Oko on this thing. I don't know what he's going to want to do to me. He's probably going to want to switch, so getting a Draco off on this could be very, very helpful. Or anything, really. So he's just going to go for a Swagger. Thunder Wave Swagger. Ah, of course. Yes, I forgot that this is how the Japanese players play a lot of the times. Come on, breakthrough. Nope, not going to break through. I mean, that increases the power of my Dragon Tail, which is nice, but I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to ever get one off. I really have no opportunity to switch here. I have no switch-ins to this. I have to just hope I break through. So he's just going to go for T-Bolt. That's going to do like 5 damage. Yeah, that did like 10 or something. Come on, Goodra, breakthrough, buddy. Breakthrough. There we go. And he nails the Draco Meteor, breaking through the power of fusion. That's what I'm talking about. Sweet. Is this an Oko? It is an Oko, yes! Yes, get out of here with this ridiculous set. That is so annoying. Power Fusion Thundurus, it's such a waste of potential. Such a waste of potential. And now, of course, he's bringing out the big guns. He's like, oh, if I can't hack you to death, I'm just going to go in with my Mega Kangaskhan and do some things. Knowing the way he's playing, I guarantee you he's going to go for Power-Up Punch here. He's not even going to try to kill me. He's just going to go for the Power-Up Punches. So if we can break through here, we're at +2. We can get off a decent amount of damage with Dragon Tail and remove his +2. So that could potentially be great. Of course, that means we have to not get paralyzed and, you know, break out of confusion and all that stuff. So yeah, he is going to go for the Power-Up Punch. You're so predictable. People that play like this are so predictable. The bad part is that that doesn't always help you. Because, you know, hacks is hacks. So unfortunately, we stay confused and we're going to hit ourselves in confusion. So me predicting that really did not help me at all. And he's just going to kill me with 2 more Power-Up Punches here, most likely. If it's even going to take 2. Nope, it's actually only going to take 1 because he's at, what, +3 now? Yeah, well, he was at +2 when he hit me the first time, but you know what I mean. But I'm not really worried about this because I can go right in with Sharpedo. I am going to have to protect because Kangaskhan is faster than me, and I am blah, 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 blah. I cannot talk. I am an adamant nature, so it really wouldn't matter if he was adamant or jolly or anything like that. So yeah, we're just going to protect to get our speed boost. I felt like that was pretty obvious, but I did it anyway, and even more obvious, I'm just going to go for the Destiny Bond. We'll see if he goes for Earthquake again. He might just do it. And he does. Apparently, he does not know that Sharpedo likes to carry the Destiny Bond. To be fair, you don't see him a lot on Battle Spot because it's not an Uber or OU Pokemon, so there's that. But that means that Kangaskhan is down, so we're going to have our Mega Heracross one-on-one with whatever his last Pokemon is. If it is like Rotom Wash, we win. Even if it's Ditto, we might win. Possibly. And it is the Ditto, so he's going to actually transform into normal Heracross, which is super... I cannot talk! Oh my goodness. Speak English, Joe. What is wrong with you? He's going to transform into normal Heracross because we were not able to Mega Evolve yet. So we're going to have an advantage here because his best play is most likely going to be to Pin Missile because he's probably got a Choice Scarf. So he needs to lock himself into a move, which means it has to be a damaging move. Otherwise he loses. He's not going to go for Substitute or Swords Dance. So, but if he goes for Close Combat, since he does outspeed me, his defenses are going to drop, which means that I'm just going to OHKO most likely. So he has to go for Pin Missile, but even though he goes for Pin Missile, he does not have the Skill Link ability yet. So as long as he doesn't get a couple of critical hits here, or I miss Pin Missile plus critical hits, we should be in the clear, because that is a resisted hit, and Mega Heracross is like stupid bulky, even though I don't have any HP investment on this particular Heracross. So yeah, unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to Mega Evolve. That's not how Ditto works. So unless I'm just misunderstanding it, but I don't think it does work that way. So he's going to go for the Pin Missile here, and that's doing about 10 HP, 10 or 11 HP each hit. But he's not going to be able to hit 5 times, I don't think. Yeah, he only hits 4 times. That would have been just luck if he hit 5 times. Thankfully, I hit my Pin Missile, and we'll see how much this does. I'm hoping right around half. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to do just over half, all things considered here. Oh, we actually got a critical hit there. That actually helps out a lot, because now I can just go for Close Combat and not risk missing the Pin Missile. I mean, Pin Missile has a 95% accuracy, I think, but I still miss it all the time. And speaking of missing Pin Missile, just to add insult to injury and rub salt in that wound, my opponent is going to miss the Pin Missile. That did not matter at all. I think even if he got 5 critical hits, he may have fallen a little short. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be victory for us. It's going to bring our record to 79-16 on the series, and it's going to bring this episode to a close as well. So that'll be the final time that you see this team in action. I don't think I'm going to bring any of these team members back. I think I'm going to start from scratch and just bring an entirely new team. Just because I think everybody got some screen time. Goodra finally got to do something, which was nice. We had Zebstrika in the first episode do well. Swoobat did well last time. Sylveon got some action here and there. Sharpedo took out Mega Kangaskhan this time. So I'm pretty happy with how this team performed, and looking forward to the next one. Of course, if you guys have any suggestions for Pokemon you would like to see on the team, feel free to put that in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you're also leaving a like rating or whatever you would like to do. Of course, it really does help out. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.